Hello there. So in this video I'm going to share a project that I have recently completed. It is called PostalProbe. It is an efficient API solution designed to provide detailed postal info. Initially I created and deployed it using Google Apps Script, but due to the substantial size of the database, over 1.5 lakh records, the API responses were incredibly slow and the user would sometimes have to wait for 15 to 20 seconds after he would send a request. Let us dive into the database first. The table consists of 9 attributes, none of which can uniquely identify the record by itself. So I have implemented a composite primary key using office name, pin code, district and division name. Combining these 4 attributes, we can uniquely the records in the table. Moving on to the project, let us see how you can handle this in the model mapping in the MVC. So I have created 2 model classes, pincode ID, which contains the attributes of the composite primary key, and pin code, which contains the pin code ID object and other attributes mapped to it. This is how we are going to handle the model here. Then the service class holds all the logic. In this project I actually didn't use the entire database. Instead I have statically added some pin code records. This is because I want to further develop this using Spring Boot and host it on AWS cloud in the future. So I didn't want to touch the existing database and somehow ruin it. With that in mind, I have added some restrictions on how to perform the CRUD operations on the database, which you will see in a bit. So let us move on to the controller things. Okay, so I have added some basic authentication for adding pin code functionality, updating the pin code functionality and delete pin code functionality, so that only the authorized users can make changes to the database, whereas all other endpoints are publicly accessible. You must be thinking, why did I use C# and ASP.NET? Well, first off, I wanted to get quick responses from the API, which was difficult to achieve with free Google servers. Secondly, C# is syntactically similar to Java, which is a plus for me being a Java developer. Also, I wanted to explore unit testing in ASP.NET framework, which is actually a bit disappointing, to be honest. With XUnit and MOQ, you have to create a separate test project and write some test cases there, which felt unusual and pretty cumbersome. Lastly, I wanted to dive into Swagger UI, which is often included by default in ASP.NET Core projects using the Swashbuckle package. Swagger UI offers a web-based interface for interacting with your API, making it easier to document and test your endpoints. Let us see Swagger UI in action. So Swagger UI displays all the API endpoints, and you can test them by clicking try it out and then click on execute and scroll down to see the API response. Earlier you had to do the URL rewriting to run endpoints in the browser or create a Postman collection to test your API endpoints. Swagger UI eliminates this need. However, there are some limitations, like when I ran the add one pin code request, it initially prompted for the credentials, as you can see, but eventually when I ran it for 2-3 times more, then it stopped asking for them after a few runs. We will move forward to the Postman, where I've already created a collection for this entire project. You can see that I have created some variables for my collection. So now let's just run all the endpoints one by one. Please check out the left window for the detailed API endpoint functionality descriptions, while following along with the Postman demonstrations on the right. I have well documented what will be returned there. So the update pin code operations is a bit tricky one, to be honest. As you can see, this will not work when we have not provided the authorization for add and update, which we will see in a bit. But yeah, other than all other API endpoints are publicly accessible. So I'll just change this variable value right now. I'll give it this value, so it will return me the office and pin code. Okay, let us try another value. So it will give all the results in case that that particular office name. Okay, we can also check the delivery status for a particular pin code. So for this, I'll just give this pin code for now, and it will say delivery is available. Okay. Then there is also this scenario where multiple pin code records are present for the same pin code value. In that case, it will return that list of office name and the message, which basically tells you if the delivery is available on that particular pin code or the office name or not. Okay, but when you give the particular name that you are looking for, so it will give you the delivery status for that. In the delivery status for office name functionality, we have another endpoint for this, so you can actually check. The best way to actually get the delivery status for a particular location is to run this delivery status for primary. So in this, you need to pass the entire primary key attributes in the as in path variables. So first we'll pass the office name, then we have to pass the pin code that we are working with. I'll just change this pin code, then I'll have to pass the district, and then I have to pass the division name. So for that, you will get the accurate result if you use that API endpoint. Then adding a new pin code is basically has some authentication to it, basic authentication. So you can actually send it, and it will be successful if you have entered the authorization. If you change it to not, then it will give you 401 unauthorized. Update pin code operation is a bit tricky. The user needs to pass office name, pin code, district and division name, which form the composite primary key, as path parameters, so that the records you want to update can be correctly identified and then updated. Then check the basic auth and then pass a body like this. Remember, update pin code along with add pin code and delete pin code will only work for authorized user only. Can refer to the left window for the detailed API endpoint functionality description while following along the Postman demonstrations on the right. So the get office type for office name. I think this one is office for division. So we have created one for listing all the offices in a division. You can actually run this as well. You need to check all the offices that are present in your division for the particular type. So So if you enter the BO, then all the BO type offices in the particular division will be returned. Then the get office type for an office name endpoint was developed for office names present in the database without the suffix or their terms. For example, you can see that Indore GPU, it is a particular office name that doesn't have anything. Its name is GPU, it's not the suffix or the office type. So you can click on send, and in case it will actually, I think I made some typo over here. I'll add the dot again and I will send. So yeah, it gives you the office type, that is the HO. And now in case of multiple matches found for the office name entered, it will display all the records that matched for office name entered. So in case of Rangwasa BU, I think I will get multiple. Okay, let us just correct this. Yeah, so for Rangwasa I'm getting I think 2 or more than 2 results. Okay, thank you for watching.